From the Art Bar at Ix Art Park in Charlottesville, Virginia, I'm Jovina. This is the Daily Creature, grizzly, polar, black, brown, spectacled sloth, or sun. We love bears, and what's not to love? And friends, the good news is bears are our creature today on the Daily Creature. I'm glad you're joining us. It's good to see you. It's good to see you again. Bears are omnivorous. Do you know what that means? It means that they eat some meat, some protein, fish, even insects. They eat some vegetation, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and of course bears love honey as well. This is a thing we share with bears. Human beings are also omnivores. Fun little fact, like to throw them at you sometimes. Let's jump right in though, friendos. Grab a pencil and let's really get into it. Let's jaw and draw about what is and what is not a bear. What is and is not a bear? And this is a fun and simple pencil drawing exercise, friends, where we're going to chit-chat a bit, we're going to talk, we're going to jaw about bears, we're going to draw about bears, what are bears and what bears are not. And let's see here. Bears, like the grizzly bear, for instance, if I were to sketch out a quick grizzly here, and we can make him quick, start with that head, that kind of hump on the back, big rump, big chest, legs coming right out there, big shoulders, paws, bring a paw forward. I always like to bring a paw forward. Claws, of course, eye down there, and those ears up on top of the head. We can go in with our eraser and just pop out. Fun, quick grizzly. Once in a while, it's fun to just draw, go fast, knock it out, and see if your drawing reads. Do you have a grizzly? What is not a bear? Well, I'll tell you what is not a bear. This guy. Let me know as soon as you recognize him. He might be in a tree, much smaller than a grizzly. And stop me if you've heard this one before. There's this tree branch here, hugging on to it there, and then a couple of shaggy little ears out here, and a little fur on the face. That big nose there is important. A couple of eyes. Do we know this guy? He's a rough sketch and he needs work, but that's the koala bear. Not a bear at all, in fact, but a marsupial that dwells in Australia. That's a mammal that carries its young in a pouch. That's a bear. Not really a bear, no. Now, black bear is going to have the more prominent snout here, maybe slightly smaller ears there in the back. I'm going to focus on the black bear's face here. And we're going to maybe just sketch out that head and neck. And I'll go ahead and we'll darken him, get the fur really going in there. I'll go pretty dark on the neck and then shading in the head, leaving those ears there, keep that eye there. And the black bear's got that lighter colored snout. Getting in there with the darker. And again, maybe this black bear is sniffing some grapes. He's wandered into a vineyard. Why not? It's a hungry black bear. Super cool. There's our quick sketch. Little black bear sniffing grapes. Note again the brighter color on the snout, darker color on the body. And I'm using my pencil, just kind of scribbling in there to make that shading happen. Fun stuff. Head of a black bear. So here's what's not necessarily a bear. It's in the bear family. And, from my reading, I discovered he's a bear cousin, but really, he is closer related, or she is closer related to the raccoon. Let me know if you know this guy. He has a little red cousin, but he is in fact called a giant. And this is, yes, the panda. black ears. Get the darkness of his shoulders going. And there are those dark patches around the eyes, but then I go for little darker sort of dots in there for his eyes. I'm going to give him some furrier ears there, the black ears, and then I'm going to keep it sort of a shoulder length as well for my panda. He's got a big old chin there. Head of the panda, closer related to a raccoon, not necessarily a bear, not a straightforward, straight up bear. Head of the black bear, there's some grapes, and we'll just do a little food for the panda as well, just in the background there. Do you know what the panda eats? What am I drawing here? These are shoots of bamboo, kind of just popping up in the back there. And again, friends, we're looking at how we can do fast and fun pencil drawings. What is a bear? What's not a bear? Here's one more. What is a bear and what's not a bear? We've got the polar bear. Let's go polar bear on this side. And the polar bear, again, I think I'm going to stick to the head. He's got this longer sort of snout, right? And it goes into a much smaller ear there and a formidable sort of neck sticking out there as well. Make my polar bear eye, And I think I'm going to make this polar bear actually roaring a bit. So we're going to give him a little roar action. Give him those big old teeth. Rah. And maybe he's swiping out a paw as well. Those big claws, some motion lines for that. There's my polar bear. I'm going to darken that snout slightly. Get in here and erase as well. Bring down a heavier kind of a jaw for my polar bear. Lovely polar bear. Now, have you ever heard of a water bear? The water bear, let me do a quick little drawing of it here, is not a bear at all, but in fact, he's a little sort of eight-legged microorganism. And if you have never heard of the water bear before, look it up. It is some serious animal strangeness, friends. And again, the water bear is a microorganism. He looks kind of like this. No discernible eyes, almost a little thing like a star-nosed mole on his face. 8 legs, and lives inside the water. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Bear, not a bear. And there you have it. That's what's a bear and what's not a bear. And of course, as always, friends, look into these bears. Look into this stuff on your own. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. I found this tangle of brown pipe cleaners, and I'm trying to repurpose them as a bear. I'm going to build a bear here. I think I have a ways to go. Hey, think about the word bear. It has numerous meanings, a couple of different spellings. It's a wacky word. Just consider this sentence. I bore that boar the best I could, but I cannot bear this bear. Now you have, I bore that boar. I couldn't help but throw in another animal, not a bear at all, but a wild boar, a wild pig. I bore, which is the past tense of bear. In this case, this word bear meaning to tolerate or put up with, spelled the same as bear the animal. So that's the past tense of this bear is bore. So I put up with that boar the best I could, but I cannot put up with this bear. Or I bore that boar the best I could, but I cannot bear this bear. Now, friends, you could even get more complicated with this. And you could say, I bore that boar of a boar the best I could, but I cannot bear this bear. And that, of course, we're still using that past tense of tolerate or bore, a bear. I bore that boar. This time, same spelling, but now the boar means boring or dull, a totally dull person or creature, object. I bore that boar of a boar, back to the wild pig, the best I could, but I cannot bear, again, to tolerate, this bear with no hair, bear of hair, hairless bear, bear this bear. I bore that boar of a boar the best I could, but I cannot bear this bear. Fun with language, can you bear it? It's a daily creature, pop culture creature pop quiz. Friends, you can tell a whole lot about a bear by his friends. So listen, I'm going to give you 3 bear characters. You have to guess who they are. I'm going to give you clues in who their friends are. And I won't tell you the names of their friends. I will tell you the types of animals these friends are. We're talking all animals in here. Again, it's 3 characters. Could be from books, could be from TV, could be from movies, could be from all of the above. I tell you their friends. You guess the bear, the beloved bear that I'm talking about. Again, these are bear characters, not actual bears, but beloved all the same. So, our first bear character, his friends are a frog and a pig. Among others, a frog and a pig are his friends. Do you know the bear I'm talking about? Second bear character. His friends are a panther and a man cub. A panther and a man cub, friends of that second bear character. Do you know who he is? Third bear character, friends. These are the friends. Well, this is the friend. It's just one friend of note. This particular bear, his friend, is just a smaller bear that is somehow not a bear cub. He seems to be he's another adult bear, but he's just so much smaller than the bear I'm talking about. Those are the 3 bears, not to be confused with the 3 bears who suffered the home invasion from Goldilocks, of course, but those are our 3 bear characters. Can you guess them by these friend clues I've given you? Fun stuff. Hey, what are you chalking about? Sunrise fun with chalk drawing and time lapse. What are you chalking about? I'm chalking about bears, of course. But here's what else I'm chalking about. It is a beautiful early morning here at the Ixart Park, and I am alone, as I so often am here at the Ixart Park, one of my favorite places at one of my favorite times. I've got chalk. I've got the sun coming up right over there, right over those trees. I have an expanse of smooth grain concrete, the perfect blank canvas for a chalk drawing. Friends, if you have the space, if you have the chalk, get outside somewhere safe and do some chalk drawing. Nothing could be finer. We're going to make a time-lapse video of our chalk drawing. Lots of fun. Chalk it out. So I've set up my camera here to take one photo every few seconds. And I don't love my shot, so I've just adjusted it. There we go. And I'm doing the overall form of the bear, the details, the fur. All of those details help, of course. Enjoying that sun coming up. And I think for fun, I'm going to give my bear some laser eyes. Well, friends, there you have it. A chalk bear with laser vision. My chalk bear's laser vision only goes out about that far. And that's what we're talking about. You can't help but love him when you hear him speak. It's a poetry reading from Herman the Gleek.
Oh, hello, Herman.
Oh, hello, Joe.
What do you have for us today?
A poem by Shel Silverstein. It's called The Bear, the Fire, and the Snow. I live in fear of the snow, said the bear. Whenever it's here, be sure I'll be there. Oh, the pain and the cold when someone's bearish and old. I live in fear of the snow. I live in fear of the fire, said the snow. Whenever it's here, then it's time I must go. With its yellow lit flames leaping higher and higher, I live in fear of the fire. I live in fear of the river, said the fire. It can drown all my flames any time it desires, and the thought of the wet makes me sputter and shiver. I live in fear of the river. I live in fear of the bear, said the river. It can lap me right up, don't you know? While a mile away, you can hear the bear say, I live in fear of the snow. Later, skater.
Waka, 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 friends. The answers to that pop culture creature quiz I gave you earlier are as follows. Our first bear, Fozzie Bear, that delightful Muppet. His friends, of course, Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. Fozzie was bear number 1. Bear number 2, Baloo, from The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. His friends, Bagheera the panther and Mowgli the man cub, the little boy. Bear number 3 is, of course, Yogi Bear, that picnic basket stealing Hanna-Barbera cartoon bear. His friend, the small bear, Boo Boo. Why so small, Boo Boo? Oh bother, oh bother, oh bother, friends. This is all the time we have for today's Daily Creature. But I leave you with this. Thanks big time to the Walt Disney Company for all of the Winnie the Pooh stories, movies, television, books, and toys that they have given us. But I have a little challenge for you, friends. It's a little creative challenge. Seek out Winnie the Pooh's creator. He's a writer by the name of A.A. Milne. Get into the books, get onto the internet, find out more about Winnie the Pooh and his original stories, and bask in the warmth and the wisdom and the words of A.A. Milne and Winnie the Pooh in particular. Yes, he is a silly old bear, but he's got a little bit to offer, I think, in terms of thought-provoking insight. From the Art Bar at Ix Art Park in Charlottesville, Virginia, I'm still Joe Vina. This is still the Daily Creature. Stay creative.